Hello students, welcome to the second part of the chapter, that is the acid basis salt. So today we are going to discuss regarding the basis part. Okay, basis part. So first, what do you mean by base? So first we are going to define base. Base is either a metallic oxides or a metallic hydroxides, or there is another definition also regarding that part. It could be a or the ammonium ion or the ammonium hydroxides reacts with the hydronium ions of the acids to form salt and water. So basically I am going to explain you what I mean by base. Base means a metallic oxide or a hydroxide. Metallic oxide, suppose I am going to take an example. Suppose I take an example of Na2. So this is a metallic oxide, or it could be a metallic hydroxide, means NaOH. So they both are the bases. Okay. Or the other definition means what? The ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH. Okay. This is a base that reacts with the hydronium ion of the acids. Hydronium means, suppose this produce hydronium. Okay. In the last lecture we have completed this part. So what would be the acid? Salt. Yes. What? Of the acid reacts to form hydronium ion of the acids to form salt and water. Okay. Word only. Now why I have written in the last the word only? Because it is very specific. Because see, in the above definition we have studied that it should be a metallic oxide or a metallic hydroxide, right? It should be a metallic oxide or a metallic hydroxide. But if in a case, okay, if I'm going to take PbO2 and I'm going to make it react with HCl, okay, now see, O आया है मतलब ये बेस है and this is acid. So the what should be the formation? It should be salt and water. It should be salt and water. Now if you notice, if the acid reacts with a base, it will give you salt plus water. Now a question comes, if it is going to give you salt plus water, okay, it is going to give you salt and water only, but in this case it is going to give you chlorine also. It is going to give you chlorine also. So I am just going to simply put 2. Okay. Now since it is a metallic oxide but this is not a base, how we can say that PbO2 is not a base? Because it gives you salt, water. Okay, proper base should give you salt and water only, not chlorine gas. इधर chlorine extra निकल रहा है, so that is why PbO2 is not considered as a basis. So this is an exception. This is an oxide, but this is not a base, because I have given a logic reason to you, because additionally it is releasing chlorine also. Now basically every basic hydroxides contains OH, okay, like NaOH, calcium hydroxides, okay, KOH. All these hydroxides contain OH ion. These OH ions are called, see, when you are going to read this is sodium hydroxide, but OH ions are called hydroxyl ions. As in the case of the acids, we have the hydronium ions. In the case of the basics, we have the hydroxyl ions. Okay. In the case of OH, we have the hydroxyl ions. Now, see, a statement comes: all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. All alkalis are bases means alkali classes comes under the base, but all bases are not alkalis. These bases are not included in the alkalis. But what do you mean by the word alkali? Alkali means water soluble bases. ओके, alkali उनको ही बोला जाएगा जो वाटर सोल्यूबल होगी. अभी वाटर सोल्यूबल व्हाई? बिकॉज दिस alkali इज एन अरेबिक वर्ड. ओके, इट्स एन अरेबिक वर्ड, and the word alkali came from the Arabic word which means water soluble bases. So bases, sorry, so alkalis are considered under the bases, but bases are not included under the alkalis, because what is the actual definition of bases? Not exact definition, but bases are considered when the word alkali is going to come, when they are water soluble. If they are not water soluble, so they will be considered under the base. Like examples, suppose copper oxide. This copper oxide is a base, but it is not an alkali. Okay, copper oxide is a base but not an alkali. Okay, in the same case copper hydroxides also you can take. Okay, copper oxide लो या hydro oxide लो, दोनों एक ही बात है. This copper oxide is a base, okay, but not the alkalis. Why? Because they are not water soluble, so they consider under, sorry, so they come under the class of the bases. तो बेस का एग्जैक्ट डेफिनेशन क्या हो सकता है? नॉट, आई कांट राइट लाइक दिस कि नॉट वाटर सोल्यूबल, बिकॉज एल्कली इसके अंदर आ जाता है. ठीक है, एल्कलीज इसके अंदर आ जाता है. तो बेसिस आप ऐसे समझो कि बेसिस वर्ड उनको ही आता है जो वाटर सोल्यूबल नहीं होते. ओके, प्योर बेस आर दोज विच आर नॉट वाटर सोल्यूबल. इफ दिस इज वाटर सोल्यूबल, द वर्ड एल्कली विल कम. So basically there are 4 types of alkalis which are most commonly used, and every alkalis have OH negative ion, that is the hydroxyl ion. Okay, name of the 4 alkalis. So you should remember this: NaOH, KOH, calcium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide. The above two, the first two, they are considered as strong alkalis. Now what do you mean by strong alkalis? Which are highly soluble in water. They are weak alkalis. Why they are considered as weak alkalis? Because they are sparingly soluble in water. This calcium hydroxide we have already seen in the analytical chemistry also. Calcium hydroxide is sparingly soluble in water. Okay, so this is sparingly soluble in water. One more term can come, which is the weak alkali. So usually rather than calcium, NH4 is a good example to write for a weak alkalis. Okay, they are highly soluble in water and they get easily dissociate, but they are not highly soluble in water. They are sparingly soluble and they are not that strongly dissociate. ओके, ये परफेक्टली डिसोसिएट नहीं होते। आयरन हाइड्रोक्साइड्स, ओके, कॉपर हाइड्रोक्साइड्स, sorry, hydroxides, they both are considered as bases, not alkalis. So why they are not alkalis? Because मैंने आपको अभी just समझाया, bases are those which are not soluble in water, so they are classified under the class of bases. And what do you mean by strong alkali? Which is highly soluble in water and get completely dissociate, okay, completely dissociate, मतलब कंप्लीट सेपरेट हो गया। स्पैरिंगली मीन्स व्हाट? इनकम्प्लीटली डिसोसिएट, मतलब परफेक्टली सेपरेट नहीं होगा। Now, in the case of the acids, we have studied about the basicity, but in the case of the bases, we are going to learn about the acidity. Okay, so see, so how we can define the acidity part? Number of hydroxyl ions, okay, dissociate, okay, in per molecule of base, in a per molecule of a base. If you want to learn the textual definition, you can learn the textual definition also. The number of hydroxyl ions which can be produced per molecule of the base in aqueous solution, okay, the number of hydroxyl ions produced by per molecules. See, we have already studied about the mono, di, tri. Okay, here also 3 type of acidity we are going to know: monoacidic, diacidic, and triacidic. See, who are monoacidic? This is NaOH. Okay, if I'm going to dissociate, so it will dissociate into how many ions? 1. So that is why monobasic. Now di will have an example of calcium hydroxide, calcium plus hydroxyl ions. So how many hydroxyl ions are there? 2. So basically, if you look and notice, this is aluminum hydroxides, तो how many? 3. तो बेसिकली अगर एक OH है तो मोनोबेसिक, 2 OH है तो डाई एसिडिक, सॉरी मोनो एसिडिक, डाई एसिडिक, एंड 3 OH है तो ट्राई एसिडिक। सी, हम लोग को see whenever we have studied about the chapter called acid, okay, in that it was a very particular one, okay, it was a very particular one, okay, although you have the 4H, then also some of a time only it used to lose 1, okay, in the phosphorus acid cases it used to lose 2 acid, but in the case of the bases it is very clear, if the hydroxyl ion is 1 so it will lose 1, if it is 2 it will lose 2, if it is 3 it is 3, so it is very easy. Now preparation of the bases. First from metals. Suppose I am going to take N, I am going to make it react with oxygen, so Na2O, it is going to get formed. Okay, see, ऑक्साइड है ना इसमें, action of water on reactive metals. What do you mean by reactive metals? Reactive metals are those metals which get easily react with the water also. तो हम लोग ने लास्ट ईयर सीखा था सोडियम reacts with water, so it is release NaOH and hydrogen gas get evolved. Okay. K also you can take, calcium also. Now third, action of water on soluble metallic oxides. Metallic oxide Na2O plus water, and here now the reaction is balanced. मेटेलिक ऑक्साइड अगर लोगे और उसको पानी में डिज़ोल्व करोगे तो ये बन जाएगा. इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू टेक सिंपली Na, तो हाइड्रोजन गैस विल बी ऑल्सो रिलीज. सो कीप दिस इन माइंड. अगर ये सिर्फ Na है तो हाइड्रोजन गैस विल बी रिलीज, एंड दिस इज Na2O, तो इट विल बी फॉर्म NaOH. Now double decomposition part. Last year also you have studied about the double decomposition part. Okay. Suppose I am going to take a salt, that is FeCl3. Okay, and I am going to make it react with NaOH. So ferric hydroxide plus NaCl will be formed. And now I am going to balance the equation. Okay, only one reaction. Why I am writing only one reaction? Because all the reactions are quite of the similar nature only. If I am going to take action of oxygen on metal sulfides, okay, metal sulfide like ZNS, and I am going to make it react with oxygen. So it is going to form ZNO. It is ZNO, and sulfur gas will get released. Now the reaction is now balanced. Oxygen to 3. Okay, so I am going to put simply 2 out here. Now the reaction is balanced. Now decomposition of salts also can lead to decomposition of salts. See, everywhere we are forming this hydroxides bases. Okay, calcium carbonate, and I am going to heat this up to CO2 and calcium oxide, and oxides are considered to be the bases only. Then the seventh part. Okay, just make a note out here. Sodium and potassium do not decompose on heat. What does that mean? If I am going to take Na2CO3 or K2CO3 and I will try to heat, तो it won't get affected. It is stable to heat. Stable to heat का मतलब होता है कि ये रिएक्शन नहीं बताएगा आपको, क्योंकि ये स्टेबल कंपाउंड है. स्टेबल का मतलब क्या है? बैलेंस्ड है. जैसे कि एग्जांपल्स हीलियम, नियॉन, ये कभी रिएक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट क्यों नहीं करते? बिकॉज दे आर स्टेबल इन नेचर. Okay, now the seventh last method, ammonium hydroxides. Ammonium hydroxides, so you know how the ammonium hydroxide is prepared. Okay, because we have already completed the ammonia chapter. When you are going to take ammonia gas, and ammonia gas is highly soluble in water, so if you pour this water in this, so ammonium hydroxide will be formed. So this gas gets soluble. Okay, it gets into form of the extreme aqueous solution. Now the properties. So first the physical properties I'm going to discuss. See, the taste is bitter. Okay. Color of the indicators. If it is a litmus paper, it would be blue. Methyl orange, pink, yellow, and phenolphthalein. It will be green. Okay. Now appearance, they are soft, soapy substances. Okay, what do you mean by the word soapy substances? Soapy substances means what? See, I have given the example in the first video also. When you touch the base, it is very soapy in nature. Okay, it produces the foams. Why this is? They are soapy in nature because caustic potash. Caustic potash and caustic soda. caustic सोडा का मतलब होता है सोडा ना, तो NaOH. पोटैश मतलब पोटेशियम, KOH. They both reacts with oil to form soapy substances. So इसकी वजह से whenever you wash up your hands or you take up a bath and you use up the soap, so it get easily, so the oil which is present in your body reacts with this caustic potash and caustic soda and forms up a soapy substances. Okay. The main point, they are strong electrolytes. Strong electrolytes means what? They can easily catch up the electricity fast. This was all about the physical properties. Now we are going to learn about the chemical properties. Now, if what is going to happen if the bases will react? The bases will shift NaOH react with carbon dioxide. Salt is going to get formed, Na2CO3, and water is going to get formed. See, whenever a base में अगर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिलीज कर दिया, तो it is going to form up a salt for you, and in return it is going to give you water also. Okay, since this reaction is not balanced, just simply put 2 out here. This is the first case. Second, we know that when an acid reacts with a bases, it gives you salt and water only. Suppose I am going to take the second example, calcium hydroxide. ये एक base है, okay? This was the first example, and I am going to make it react with the acids. Calcium chloride, water will get formed. Okay. The next part. See, the question number 3 you have already completed. CuSO4 react with the aqueous. The third part has been already covered in the analytical chemistry. I'm just going to write one simple reaction. If this reacts with ammonium hydroxides, okay, so what is going to form? Copper hydroxide. A base is going to get formed. And then we know this is the pale blue PPT. And downward arrow. We have already covered this part before also. Now the fourth part you have already covered in the chapter called ammonia. Okay, if I'm going to take ammonium salt and I'm going to make it react with the calcium hydroxide and I'm going to heat it up, so calcium chloride, okay, water and ammonia gas will get formed. ये NH4 है ना, और NH4 का लॉजिक मैंने आपको पहले के लेक्चर्स में बोला हो, it is going to release NH3 gas for you. Okay, here there is one H and here there are two O. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a water for you, and the calcium and the chloride will be left. The reaction is not balanced, so simply put this NH4 calcium chloride CaCl2. Okay, this simply put two waters. Now the reaction is balanced. Okay. Now on the next page there is general uses of some bases. So you just have to read that out. Okay. See, not many questions will be asked. Okay, from so many years they don't ask any other question from this part. Now I just wanted to make you explain, as we have already completed about the acid bases. Okay, now I'm going to make you understand about the pH levels. Okay, different pH levels. pH scale. What do you mean by pH scales? pH scale means the potence hydrogen. It's a German word which helps to determine the strength of your hydrogen. Okay, which helps to determine the strength of the hydrogen. Suppose I am going to make a scale for you. On that scale, I am going to give you numbers. It starts from 0, ends at 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am going to make it little darker. 7. Why? I am going to explain it. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. See, it's a scale which starts from 0 to up to 6.9. Okay, not 0 exactly, 0.1. They all are considered to be acidic in nature. The scale which starts from 7.1 and ends at 14, they all are considered to be the basic nature, basis. Then what is this 7? This 7 is nothing but the neutral. What do you mean by neutral? It is not going to show you the acid nature also and basis nature also. What are the examples of this neutral then? Water is a neutral in nature. Okay, laughing gas is a neutral in nature. So basically, one or two examples I'm going to give you. So they both are the neutral oxides, okay, which does not shows the acidic or the basic nature. Now how to guess this? If your pH level is 1, okay, 1. See, here it is very strong, but as we move toward the neutral part, the strong acid becomes weak. So 1, if the pH level is 1, the substance is said to be strongly acidic. But when we are near 7, I mean to say 6.9 suppose, near 7, so it becomes a weak acid. Then at 7 it becomes neutral. From 7.1, what is going to start? Basis. How would be the basis? See, from neutral if you are going to start, so the base would be weak then. And at 14 it takes strongly basic. Okay, base और basic एक ही होता है. So this is very easy to understand. See, if you are going to start from here, so it is very strong. But as you move towards the neutral, so it starts to become weak. मतलब इधर इधर थोड़ा सा weak होते जाता है. Okay, at 7 it becomes neutral. And from 7 onwards, it is a weak base. Then slowly and gradually it is moving away from the neutral. ये neutral से दूर जितना जाता है उतना वो strong होता है. मतलब the more you are away from the neutral part, the more you are strong. Acids are strong more here, okay, and bases are strong at this level. So this is the pH level, which helps to determine whether the substances are acidic or basic in nature. Now some give reason questions. Okay, you don't have to study everything. Why this pH level is very important? Because it helps to make up the neutrality. Okay, it helps to maintain up your neutrality. If suppose, see, we know that part where is HCl present. It is present in the gastric juice in the form of inside the stomach. What is the function of this stomach? To digest up the food. Okay, with the help of this HCl. But when there is a too much of acidity, okay, अगर आपके पेट में बहुत acidity हो गई है, the level of the hydrochloric acid get rise. So in that cases, what should be done? The person should take antacids. Antacids are called milk of magnesia. What is the formula of milk of magnesia? Magnesium hydroxides. Okay, antacids like C, HCl when reacts with a base. Just read like this: acid react with a base. So what it is going to form? Salt plus water, right? See, reaction I'm not balancing. I'm just going to explain you the give reason question of this part. So acid, where this HCl was present inside your stomach, and you took a medicine called milk of magnesia or magnesium hydroxide. तो acid और bases जब इस साथ में react होता है, it give you salt and water. This reaction is called nothing but the neutralization. Okay. Similarly, if suppose a bee stings, okay, on the body, if bee stings in our body, so the bee sting has the formic acid. Okay, formic acid. Formic acid. I have written the formula, that is HCOOH. Okay, HCOH. This is nothing but the formic acid. It has the formic acid inside this. So this formic acid, this is an acid. Okay. So what I'm going to use? I'm going to use a basic. What is the basic part? I'm going to make this formic acid react with the baking soda. तो अगर जिस भी इंसान को अगर बी ने स्टिंग कर दिया तो उसके बॉडी के अंदर एसिड्स हो जाता है. ओके, एंड द पर्सन कैन गेट डाई if he does not get immediately recovered. So in order to neutralize, what we should do? We should apply baking soda on the area where it got affected. Okay, why? Because baking soda is basic in nature. So acid plus base gives you neutralization reaction. So this was the two related give reason questions for you. So this was the part 2 of the acid basis solids. Thank you, students.